So I'm about to get right into this. Hello, good evening. Well, let me not even say good evening because I don't know when y'all gonna see this, and I'm gonna say this live. My name is Christian. I'm a spiritual mentor. Thank you for being here. If it's your first time seeing me, hey, how you doing? If you know me already, then hey, welcome back. No matter who you are, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this with somebody, and make sure you like it and comment. Engage. Um, but yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about a download that plopped into my head. And it's so crazy because I already filmed a video today and literally just uploaded the motherfucking video. But I just got this download and I was like, girl, I need to get this out of my head right now. So y'all are about to get a little mini download. Now I'm saying little mini download. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to make it at least 10 minutes for ad purposes. And do that off camera again for the advertisements. But yeah, so before I get started, I'm gonna just give you guys the updates. The custom jewelry is available if you guys want to make a custom piece. I'm doing nose cuffs, rings, crystal chokers, and arm cuffs. You can look in the description box and go to Pix Apothecary for that. The intuitive course is starting in a couple of weeks. You can check down below for that too. You can also book a reading with me. I'm going to be promoting the monthly guidance packages because it's the end of the month. So if you guys want to get a July month ahead reading from me and then 3 other readings through the month of July for $60, then be on the lookout for that. I'm going to post that. You can book those on the Faded Counsel Get Timely website. But yeah, I'm also doing some donation-based readings tonight. I have a couple that I'm about to send out, some people that just sent in. So if you guys want a reading from me tonight, you can go to the community tab and get a reading if you want one tonight, and I'll send it out. You can pay with Zelle or PayPal, and whenever you do send in a donation, leave your email or your Instagram username, and that's where I will send you the video. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about the download that I got, which in short is stop waiting for the perfect moment. So my online community is called Sacred Solidarity, formerly known as your virtual sister circle. And the purpose of Sacred Solidarity is community. So I have a group chat where we connect. We talk in the group chat. You can join the group chat whenever you want. It's a group me. It's separate from the Discord. And it's strictly for community. We typically do discussion questions and stuff like that, but I've been just losing my mind lately, so I just have not been making a lot of content for it. But the group chat is very self-sufficient. It's about 40 people in there, 40 women in there, and we talk about all kinds of stuff. And there is a separate accountability group chat as well, that are only for the people that's being active and accountable. Okay. But I was just kind of checking in about the goals because I had a lot of goals that I wanted to work on. A super big goal that I wanted to work on is just being positive about life, being optimistic, keeping a good attitude about things, not stressing and worrying and living in fear when I don't know how things are going to work out, just trusting myself to be calm and, collected and whatever the case may be. So that's basically something I've been wanting to work on, just really keeping my anxiety in check. And something that I, realized that now I probably have always known that I've done this, but I really thought about it specifically and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. I will have goals of eating better, working out, I'm going to start cleaning once a week. Like I want to be so productive, right? But I'm not always feeling productive. And when I lose something, it's very hard for me to get it back. Like if I stop working out, stop eating clean, stop fasting, even if I stop taking spiritual baths on the regular, it'll be a while before I think to do that, you know? If I'm not doing something consistently all the time, it's a greater chance for me to put it down and never pick it back up again. And there's like one day in between doing something consistently all the time and dropping it and never picking it back up again, you know? So you really can't afford to let yourself slip. I know I can't afford to let myself slip. So something that I brought up to the group today was that a lot of times, I said all that to say, a lot of times I make goals and I decide things that I want to do, and I try to wait for the perfect moment to start, you know, like when I'm not stressed, when I'm feeling good, you know, when I got a lot of extra money to get like some, you know, workout clothes, like a new workout wardrobe, then I'll start going to the gym. You know, like when I'm, you know, in a new space, then I'm going to start making this kind of content. Then I'm going to start making YouTube videos. Then I'm going to start doing this. Then I'm going to start doing this. And I feel a lot of ways about that. I feel like a part of it is just wanting optimal results. And if you want optimal results, you're more likely to, yes, there's a Discord. You guys can look in the description box of my most recent video for the Discord link. And if you want to find the community and the more, you know, personal group chat, then you can look up Sacred Solidarity on Instagram and then go to the group chat from there. But bear with me with the comments, guys, because I'm smoking. So it's I'll probably lose my train of thought. And I've already lost it, I believe. So yeah, okay. Wanting to be optimal, you know, wanting to make sure that I do a good job. Eclipse, if you don't stop, I'm going to kick you out. So stop, please. Talking to my cat, Eclipse. But, you know, and again, of course, I lost my thought. Okay, being optimal, right? So you want to make sure that you have the workout clothes, because if you have the workout clothes, then you'll be more motivated to go, right? And you want to make sure that your hair is in braids, because you won't have to worry about your hair. That's one less thing to worry about, so it's going to be easier. And you want to make sure that you're in a better space with a better gym, because you don't really like your current gym. It's like there's so many different things that you wish you could change to make this look like what it's supposed to be. But what if it's supposed to be exactly what it is? What if you're supposed to be in that gym with those old baggy ass clothes on that you probably could fucking sleep in, you know, the fucking gym shorts from 8th grade and the big old, you know, YMCA t-shirt. Maybe you're supposed to be in the gym looking busted right now, you know, and not to say that looks busted, because a baggy look does serve, you know, not to say that's what it is, but maybe you're supposed to do it right now. You know, maybe this is when you're supposed to be, you know, making the mistakes and figuring it out and getting comfortable and, you know, learning the ropes. So when you are, you know, in that space where you can step it up a little bit and, you know, come on a different kind of game, you know, maybe get a gym membership at somewhere really, really nice, you know, you'll already be in the swing of things. So maybe that's what it is. And I feel like I always do that. I tell myself, this is like, you know, I'm going to start doing this once a week, or I'm going to start doing this every day, or I'm going to start doing this. And it takes forever, or it might not ever happen until that starts, because you're constantly waiting for the perfect time. And with this year being how it was, I mean, this has been a doozy of a year. So there has not been a perfect time to literally do anything. I don't think I've had a solid window that felt perfect to do anything. You know, everything I've been doing, I've just been doing it because I felt called to do it, even if it felt uncomfortable. You know, it might not have made sense, but I just went for it, you know? And I don't know if it worked out or not, but it just was, you know, it just was. And sometimes things just being is enough. You know, it doesn't always have to be perfect. It doesn't always have to be the most optimal. It doesn't always have to be without a flaw to be enough, or to be satisfactory, or to give you what you need to move forward. Sometimes we might feel like we need certain things to move forward and we don't. You might feel like you need perfection to move forward and you might not need that. You might be able to move forward with exactly what you have right now. And I feel like we all can. Like, whatever you have right now is enough for you to move forward with. Because if we were supposed to have more, then wouldn't we have more? Like, if you needed more to get you from point A to point B, then wouldn't you already have it? Because realistically, if you don't have what you need to get from point A to point B, then you wouldn't have been on your way to point B. You would have still been in point A, learning and adapting. So if you're moving forward, if you're stepping up, if you're about to step into another space, then you must have obviously done the work to be able to step in that space. You must have obviously, come here. if you want to get in my lap, then do it. And if you don't, then just back up because you're making me nervous. Y'all know when, like, your cats, maybe if y'all have dogs, y'all don't feel like this because I don't know if y'all dogs scratch. My dog's never scratched. But these cats scratch on a daily. So it's like if you're by my leg acting like you're about to jump up and you really not sure, then that can lead to you slipping, which leads to you clawing into my leg. So I'm just gonna turn away from you because I don't know what you're doing right now and I can't trust your mixed signals. But yeah, we have to just move when we are called to move, and it's not always going to feel right. And those things that you want to do are going to be in the back of your head until you do them. And I feel like we see that so many times in our goals and the things that we want to manifest and the things that we want to bring into our life. We just think consistently like, wow, I could do this, or I could do this, or I could have this, or I could have this, instead of, being in a space where we just do it. Like, I think that's how people say every year, oh, I'm going to start my business, or I'm going to, just like I was saying, I'm going to start going to the gym, I'm going to start eating right. Like, how many times do we literally say that shit? Like, oh, I need to, wait until I have, more money so I can really get the vegan groceries. Like the organic, seeded fruits are expensive, so I need to wait until I can do that. Or, oh, I need to wait until I can do this. It's like, why can't we just do stuff? Why can't we just want to do something and do it, And I think awareness is good, but I also think action is important. I think action can kind of be more important in a space like this because I think a big part of bringing something into your life is behaving as if it's already there. I need you to move. I'm serious. I cannot trust you right now. You have to act as if it's already there. You have to treat yourself like you're already in that space. You have to instill those qualities in yourself and allow you to just see that you're worth it right now. I think that's a really big thing. Because even if you want to go vegan, even if you want to go vegan, I'm sure there are ways to do it right now on your budget, and I think it's worthy of telling yourself, like, hey, I don't have to be a tumbler vegan. I can be a beans and rice vegan for right now if I really want to be vegan for the environment or for my body or for the animals or for whatever. If I really want to do that, then that's bigger than my money. If I really want to make a decision in my life, then it's bigger than needing a certain paycheck to do it. Like, I can find a way to do it on my level. I can find a way to do it in a way that's going to make me feel good. And I think that's important. I think it's important to make sure that we create goals that will work for us on multiple different levels, because how well is something really working for you if you are only going to feel motivated to do it when everything about it is perfect and aligned? Like, the gym stuff that I bought to start going to the gym when I wanted to go to the gym doesn't even fit my ass anymore. It doesn't even fit my ass anymore. I cannot get it no small, girl. I cannot wear that shit. So it's like, that can be really, really triggering. Now, thankfully, for me, I just kind of see, what is that? Something in her mouth. See? I need to pick that up. I can't trust that. Excuse me. This could have been very fatal. Y'all know how these animals are. Oh, gosh. Just make your nerves bad. But yeah, I literally don't even remember what I was. Oh yeah, that could be super, super triggering. And, and I feel like that is such an analogy for like how maybe the business that you wanted to start 3 years ago, you're not even passionate about that shit no more. That's not even your passion anymore. That's not even, what excites you anymore. And you spent all this time thinking about it and focusing on it, and it's not even right for you anymore. Like, I think it's good for us to just jump on things as we're led instead of sitting on our hands, because you're changing all of the time, and what you're supposed to do today is probably not going to be what you're supposed to do tomorrow. Like, if you're supposed to have this, now why she got this big ass? Somebody asked what was in the cat's mouth. Whoever watches this back, I hope it's not like literally all over the place. This was in her freaking mouth. And this looks like a gum wrapper. I don't even know where this comes from. I don't even know where this came from. This looks like a gum wrapper. Now, why would you have this in your mouth? Eclipse definitely acts like a toddler. Both of the cats do. And the way she is glaring at me right now, guys, she is literally sitting looking at me like, you better be glad I'm doing something, because I really would get your ass up out of here for even looking at me like that. Y'all animals ever look at y'all like, baby, if I was a human, I'd really square up with you right now. She really mad and I'm laughing like, hey, look at what she had in her mouth. Hey, and she really sitting there looking at, glaring at me. But yeah, guys, if you are supposed to do something today, like if you're supposed to have a conversation today and you don't have that conversation, you might be too afraid to do it tomorrow, or it might not be time to do it, you know? And whenever we do things in life, it's not just about us, it's not just for us, it has so many other things that play a role in it. So if you're supposed to have a conversation with somebody or inspire somebody to do something and you wait on it, then whoever was supposed to get it, whoever's supposed to experience that with you, might not be able to experience that. And that sucks because you had that, and that was, you know, you were supposed to give them that. You were supposed to pour into them in that way. And pour into yourself in that way too, because as we pour into others, we pour into ourselves. So, you know, I think that we miss out on a lot of the things that life has to offer. Like, again, you know, waiting for the perfect moment, or, oh, I'll get started with this, I'll get started with this. When you really should just fucking get started. You know, you really should get started. If it's something that you want to do or something that you want in life, you really should just claim it and really should just start walking in it. Start walking in that shit because it's yours. If you really want it, if you really feel like it's going to elevate your life, if you really feel like it's going to, you know, make you happier and make you healthier, you know, then chances are it's something that's supposed to be for you. And even if it isn't going to be for you forever, it's going to be for you right now. And that's something to be mindful of too. I feel like that's something else that kind of stops us from, moving forward, because we start to second guess. Like, do I really want to put the energy into this if I'm not going to keep doing it? I know that's how it is a lot of times when we know we want to do something that's going to really be in the long haul. And I've talked about this before, like being afraid of success, because you know if you do this, this is going to really become who you are. Like, if you know, if you do this, you're going to have to maintain this. You're going to have to maintain what it takes to be this person and walk in this new energy and, you know, uphold these new things that you brought into your life. And that's not easy. And I think we can be very afraid to give ourselves, you know, new standards and, you know, make ourselves boss up. It can be scary. But are you going to stay? I'm sorry, but for me, staying in the same motherfucking spot is way scarier than starting from scratch and not knowing how to start from scratch, you know? I took her little aluminum foil thing and made a little heart. All right. Let me read a couple of questions. This is going to be not a question intermission, but make sure that you guys check out the description box to book sessions with me, mentorships, all that stuff. Shop the custom jewelry, check in with all the stuff that we have going on. And the intuitive course is going to be happening in a couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for the tea. Okay, so a question. Yeah. But someone is saying, you know, when you're thinking about something you want, do you want this to be your life? Is this my life? Is this my new reality? Is this how I'm going to be moving? Is this how I'm going to be transforming? You know, do I want to commit to this? Do I want to upkeep this? Do I want this to be my new identity? Do I want this to be taking up space in my life? I think it's super important to ask yourself those questions, but sometimes you don't know that until you get started. Like, what if you were supposed to start a business just to realize that you didn't want to start a business? You wanted to open up something and let other people run the business for you. But it takes you 6 years to start the business that you thought about in 2017. So now you just not starting a business that you done thought about pre-COVID. And now, after doing it for 18 months, you realize it's not what you want to do. Now, you could have figured that out in 2019, but you sat on it for so long, and now you'll be thinking like, dang, like, you know, what's wrong with me? I spent so much time thinking about this and, you know, stewing over this and thinking that this is going to be great. What's wrong with me? What's the problem? Why is this something that I can't do anymore? You know, like, what's the big deal? And it's easy to internalize your failures when you do that, instead of feeling like, you know what, I tried it and it didn't work out, but it led me to something else. That's good. You can do that when it's your first time trying and you thought about doing it and tried it immediately after. But when you've thought about something and you've been so scared to do it forever, and you finally do it and it fails because it wasn't supposed to succeed how you wanted it to succeed anyway, you're gonna feel like shit, because you should have been did it in the first place, and because you've given yourself so many times to, you know, move forward and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying until you know, finally burn out. until you finally burn out. And then you'll start to regret the dream in the first place and feel like I shouldn't have did this. Then you'll go back to your regular job, or you'll go back to doing the old stuff, or you'll go back to the old friends, and you'll be miserable forever until you feel like, well, damn, what am I supposed to do? Because doing the new stuff is making me uncomfortable and feel fucked up, but doing the old stuff makes me feel uncomfortable and fucked up. But you have to remember, I think it's important to remember what the overall goal is. And you have to make sure that what you're doing is aligning with the overall goal. So if the overall goal is telling you to wait until you're more comfortable, then do that. But if you are waiting out of fear, if you're waiting out of stress, if you're waiting out of frustration and self-doubt, I would say give yourself 90 days max to figure out if you really want to do it or not. And even if you spent the last 3 years thinking about something, give yourself 90 days from today or 90 days from when you see this video to decide if you want to do it or not. And in that 90 days, really be intentional. Say a prayer today on this day that God allows you to see over the next 3 months if such and such, this, whatever, if whatever is supposed to be for you. Ask it. Pray the prayer. I've prayed it before many times. God, let me see if this is for me. I'm paying attention now. My eyes is open now. Everything is a sign. Nothing is a coincidence. I'm looking at everything. So if it's something for me to see, let me see it. And I'm prepared to see it over the next 3 months. And after these 3 months, I'm going to make a decision. And if I'm supposed to move, I'm going to move. And I'm supposed to do something different, I'm going to do something different. But you have to give yourself parameters. You have to give yourself structure. You have to, I think that's how we ground ourselves too. In terms of our main grounding routine, a lot of people are asking about grounding. You know, I think giving yourself structure helps because you have to see yourself doing the work. You have to envision yourself crossing the finish line. You have to know that it's going to be okay. And you have to trust that it's not all on you. It's not all on you. You know, God is in control no matter what. God is in control. And that might seem crazy or insane, but the truth of the matter is that God is in control. And whatever you believe is up there, if you say the universe, if you say spirit, even if you say science, we know scientifically that everything that's supposed to happen is already perfectly aligned for it to happen. Isn't it so crazy that who God is literally aligns to like the laws of the universe? You know what I'm saying? Like everything, like even just the scientific fact that energy cannot be destroyed. That it's either going to be transferred into another form, or it's going to stay as it is, or transferred into another vessel. But it can't be destroyed ever. Ever. It can't be destroyed ever, no matter what. Like, that's an insane thing. That's a crazy thing. Like, that in itself should let you know that this ain't never gonna fucking stop, and that everything is connected, and that, you know, we are just passing energies from one place to another, and, you know, conversations and frequencies and how we feel and what we think and our consciousness and subconsciouses and our traumas and everything. You know, we're constantly piggybacking stuff off of each other and passing it on to the next person. It's insane. And it's not a bad thing or a good thing. It just is. It's just the way of the world. But I think it's important to remember that there are so many other things that are in control than just you. Like, imagine if you're going on a job interview and you're so afraid about the job interview, but, you know, the person that's doing your interview decided to wake up that day and have a great day, and maybe they've had a string of terrible days, but the morning of your job interview just ends up being the best day they've had all week, and you get the job. Maybe not even because you're ready for the fucking job, but because you need the money and because they had a good day, so they was feeling good, and you was the first person that they saw, and they said, you know what, I like this person's energy. Fuck it, I'm gonna give them the damn job. I'm just gonna see. Next, I'm ready for lunch. You know, like, that wasn't even your doing. You maybe were prepared, maybe not prepared. Like, we've been in so many situations where we haven't felt ready, and we've gotten things that we didn't feel ready for, we didn't feel prepared for. So you really can't wait for a perfect moment, because there really is no perfect moment like we think. And you only have your perspective. So to be realistic, we really don't know shit. You don't know shit. When you get that job, or when somebody gives you a compliment, or when somebody makes your day, you don't know a motherfucking thing about them. You know they made your day. Our lens is really like looking at one grain of sand compared to all of the grains of sand on every beach on the planet. Literally, the lens and the scope that we have to see and understand the world is so fucking small. So when you're looking through your very little bitty lens, there's probably no possibility, there is no solution, there is no way. But God has every lens in the world and can see everything, and everything is, I have an oracle card that says everything is indeed out of control and I can take care of it all. Like, and God can handle it all. Like, it's okay that you don't have the tools. We can't have the tools. We're humans. Like, that's the point of being a human. We're trapped in this body. When you're no longer trapped in your body, you have access to every grain of sand. You have access to all of the knowledge, all of the wisdom, all of the dimensions, because you are returned to your spirit body. You're returned to your God body, that God-like energy. And this human form is really the only thing that separates us from God. We know that. You know, everybody that talks about an afterlife or anything after this talks about a return to source, a return to where we originate from, a return to an energy that is a gajillion years old, that is infinity, you know, that's been here since here was here, you know. So I mean, I said all that to say your job ain't really nothing. You know, them little bills you got ain't really nothing. And I got some bills. I need to be reminded that they not nothing too, you know. I think it's important to remember that we are in America that is ruled by capitalism. You know, the man is trying to keep us down, you know, and it's difficult. I feel like it's harder for us to survive. Now, I don't know how old everybody is on here. I know some of you guys that watch me are younger, like in your teens, but I feel like it's never been harder to be in your 20s because the generation before us had the gift of ignorance, and ignorance is bliss, my baby. Ignorance is bliss. You think we could do a free nick now with rape culture and the predatory, violent nature of most of these men? You think we could do so? We missed out on so much life just because of our awareness of how fucked up the world is. A lot of us will never travel alone, will never go to college outside of our state. A lot of us won't even go to college in the first place. And even now, this might be a little confusing, but not confusing. We don't even have the ignorance of being unaware of our mental health issues, y'all. We don't even have that. Like, our parents did not know nothing about depression, anxiety, PTSD, bipolar disorder. Like, there was a couple of people that had a couple of things wrong, but the majority of people did not know too much about that. You know what I'm saying? So you're going through life thinking that you a little wacky is a lot different than being diagnosed at like age 12 and having all of these different things in your mind and knowing that you're wrong and knowing that you're different. Like, the awareness that we have about everything we experience in this life, we are aware of our inner child trauma. We're aware of what's wrong and what isn't. Like, we have awareness. The babies coming up have awareness. Even if your mama is a hoochie and your grandmama was a hoochie, you can have awareness and be like, I'm not doing this. Like, we are breaking generational curses that have been years upon years upon years upon years of being developed. Like, there are men who have never seen a good father figure ever in their life, and they're choosing to be the first good father figure in their lineage. Like, we are standing up and stepping apart from everybody and everything. It's a totally different space for us to be in. Everybody in their motherfucking 20s, I'm praying for y'all. It's a different space to be in. And I feel like all of that awareness is a good thing because knowledge is power, absolutely. Because look at where everybody else is right now, trying to figure themselves out at 40 and 50 and you know, late 30s. And it's very, very hard to break down certain things when you've been that way for 3+ decades. It's very, very hard. When you've only been a certain way for 16, 17, 18 years, and your 20s has been your time of, you know, rebuilding, then you doing pretty good. You know, I always tell my people, hey, don't be hard on yourself because y'all are in y'all 20s talking about inner child shit and therapy. They got people that's 60 and 70 years old that don't know nothing about that. So it's a gift to be able to do better and be better, but it's also a very big responsibility. And I feel like we have a lot of spiritual responsibility on us. And, you know, we're very, very strong, so we should have that responsibility. But we have to learn how to navigate it in a way that's going to lift us up and not tear us down, you know? So, yeah, let me see what everybody has been saying. Main grinding routine, not grinding routine, huh? Main grounding routine. I would say just talking to God, thinking about all of the stuff that I was just saying about how everything is connected and we're all playing a role. Like, I feel like that definitely makes me feel more grounded because I So I'll see you guys later. Bye.